All right. So I'll tell you what, it is 1:07 p.m. and I'll get started right now. So like I just mentioned a little while ago, we're going to be moving our classes to Tuesdays and Thursdays just as an effort to help you catch up more on your class time. Um, it seems that I'll actually be, and I'll tell you what, I will definitely, hey, doing, Jordan? I will definitely be sending out emails on Tuesdays and Thursdays saying, hey, we have class today. Jordan, you caught the tail end of it, but like I said, I usually try to do class Monday through Thursday from 1 to 1:30. It looks like I'm just going to do Tuesdays and Thursdays from like for like 40 minutes instead. So it's almost like I'm going to do 3 classes instead of 4, but only on 2 days. It's just going to make things a little bit easier. Like I said, I can spend a little more time getting in depth with things and having that extra day, like Wednesday, to be able to kind of take the stuff I taught you Tuesday, apply it Wednesday, and then ask me questions on Thursday. I think that'll work a lot better. And like I said, too, it's going to give you some extra time to catch up on your work. Because I'm sorry, I'm in Squidward's way. Let me move over a little bit. So the thing of it is, you know, your schoolwork is just as important. Your sending schoolwork is just as important as here. If you're not passing at your sending school, then they're not going to let you come here. So I'm just trying to provide you with some options to get some work done. But as I said before, I will definitely have office hours during that time, and I'll be happy to help if you need one-on-one time on that Monday or on that Wednesday. Just let me know, and I'll pop in and I'll help you out. But Monday, you can always look for updates on Schoology and an email saying, hey, this is what's going on this week. This is what we have to work on. Because believe it or not, I mean, I think we got like 7, it's crazy, like 7 weeks to go. It's not a whole lot. But I'm not, going to blow off the rest of the school year, obviously. But, now that a lot of you have figured out how to use iMovie, how to use GarageBand, how to upload a video, how to use Schoology, a lot of my videos were that. Or classes were getting into detail, explaining these things to you. And with Photoshop, and hopefully you've taken the stuff I've given you, watched it, learned it. And honestly, I don't have to cover as much content and material. And you'll see that when you hopefully all come back next year, that I won't be, well, it'll be a little bit different because I've never seen any of you in public, but once you're in person. But the way it usually works is I work with all the first year students. I'm the guy that does all the rules, the regulations, the policies, the routines. I'm the dad. And like Mr. Folk is the cool uncle. He gets the second and third year kids and does the more in-depth projects. Like my job is to teach you, how to create folders, how to organize your work, how to use Schoology, how to, how to follow the routine of coming in, getting prepared, doing your daily routine, and then wrapping up for the day. And then teaching you basic photography, basic sound, basic Photoshop, basic Illustrator, the elements of design, color theory, what is sound. So once I do all that groundwork, you go to Mr. Folk, and I may give you a project that's like half a page, and it's going to say, get to work, and here's the project. And I won't, we won't be spending as much time breaking things down so in depth because you were here for a year, and that's kind of I guess the bonus for being a returning student is you get it, that what's required, and you just get to it and get to work. Like it's funny when we have let's say I have projects on a piece of paper. First year students, your instructions are like 3 pages long. Open this folder. This is where the web link is. This is how to download. This is how to set up your download folder. Then your second year, it's only 2 pages. Here's the stuff, download it, get it done. This is what needs to be done. And then the third year, you're a senior. At that point, you're basically focusing on your career path. So if you want to go into sound, you're going to do a little bit more sound work. If you want to do more video, you're going to do more video. And then we actually try to do co-op. Like we're going to try and get you in a few days a week, working in a studio, working for a video person, working for a photo person. So does that all make sense? I think it does. But the funny thing is, and I don't say this to toot my horn, the first year is the most important year, in my opinion. And that's why I teach it. because if you can't learn the basic important foundation stuff and following rules and following procedures and setting up folders and knowing how to use Schoology and exporting and saving files properly, you're not going to be able to do all those complicated projects because you're not going to be able to set them up properly. So that's kind of how that's going to go. But you know, just looking forward to that next year. Now, don't be shocked if we cover some of the content we covered this year, because like I said, there's like, I think there's 50 first year students, and what, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you on right now. So what are those other 45 kids doing? So you know, I'll be going over that work with them again, but that's not to say I won't give you an additional project to work on, you know, when you're in class, you have that time. So that's pretty much it. So I just want to kind of say, you know, fourth marking period has begun. Just try and keep up with your work, try and stay in front of it. And honestly, if you don't mind sharing it with me, if you're struggling at your sending school and you need some extra time to get some work done, just tell me. You know, I might even be able to point you in the right direction. If you need help writing a paper, we have a reading specialist here, you know. So like I said, I want to help you get through the rest of this year and pass so I can see you next year. You know, I already have a couple students that they're failing sending school and they're failing here, and they think they're going to be back next year. And I don't know, I just don't see it happening, but not to say it's impossible. So just keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, you know, I'm pretty excited for next year. We've already started planning some really cool stuff. Has anybody started on the Sound Foley project yet? I know you did, Deshauna. Okay, so, and I know you did, Steve. You picked the war movie clip. And Deshauna, what did you pick?
Three Little Stooges.
You did what?
The Three Little Stooges.
Nice, yeah, Three Stooges. How can you go wrong? Did you pick one yet, Josh? Okay.
I'm still thinking.
Okay, well, I wouldn't be thinking much longer. I mean, it is going to be due at the end of next week, but that's okay. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go over this one more time, just an overview, and then I'm going to show you a couple things that I added. You'll see that I'm going to start throwing things in to give you some opportunities for extra points. I really enjoy ed puzzles, and because you watch a video, you answer questions and you get points. So as you'll see, I have added some ed puzzles for you to work on. And don't forget about the exploratory too, which I know the exploratory is definitely a little bit harder this time around because you're trying to capture sound, you know, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that might be just a tad bit more difficult than just, you know, going and taking pictures. So if you get stuck on that and you need help, just let me know. So jumping over to here, we'll go over to the Foley artist again. Now I have started adding some stuff to this. So you might see some things that I've added. Everybody can see this, right? Okay. So, you know, I really think what would probably benefit you, Josh and Jordan, if you didn't pick yours either, just take a look at all the clips. Don't forget, the clips are anywhere from 3 to 7 minutes long, okay? Don't forget, too, that in these pink boxes give you the instructions. That's something good to remember going forward. I think that's something I'm going to do from now on, to just differentiate what of all the stuff that's in here, what's the important stuff. But don't just read that. So you need to do your clip in 3 minutes. Now, what you need to say to yourself is, if you go and look at the Kung Fu Battle, for example, okay, a lot of people like the Kung Fu Battle. So if you click on that, you'll see that it's almost 7 minutes long, okay? Now, you may say to yourself, well, I'm watching this scene here, it's pretty good. Maybe I'm gonna use this part, and then I'm gonna jump to this part, you know, because he's doing all this cool footwork, and then I might jump to this part. So you can take any 3-minute chunk of this that you want, but I would definitely tell you to look at it a couple of times, okay? Just so you know what you're going to use and what you're not. You could use the last 3 minutes, you could use 3 minutes at the middle, or you could use the first 3 minutes. Doesn't really matter. But now you might say that, wow, some of these sound effects might be difficult. So maybe if you do the close-up scenes of just those two fighting, you could probably get a broomstick and smack it around on the floor and get something pretty similar. Okay, and all you need to do at that point, Josh, so let's say we're doing that right now. Say, I like this video. I'm going to download it, and it's going to go right over to here. Okay, so I'll kind of give you a quick little overview on that. And don't forget, you can go to this awesome website called Free Sound. Now, Free Sound is essentially what it sounds like. It's a library of free sounds. And you can see here, I typed from last time, karate, punch, gunshot, punches. So let's hit karate, and then just do a basic search on it. And then you'll hear, let's jump around. Oh, bone crush. Oh, kung fu close hits. Lame. That's it. Oh, you could use them. Oh, snap a neck. Oh, that did not sound good. Let's do it again. Ooh. All right, one more. There you go. So
You did that right on cue too.
I am a professional.
Real good.
If you couldn't tell, I love this project. I think it's fun. You know, you can make your own noises. Please don't break your own neck. But you'll see in the lectures. So let me jump over to the lectures, where you can jump in, and there's some really cool videos here to inspire you a bit. So this is an overview of what the technical word is, a Foley artist. And something we want to do next year is we want to set up on the other side of you can't see on the other side of the room, a big screen so you can watch a movie and do sound effects while you're watching the movie, just like these people are doing right here. And then, like I said, when you get to the vocabulary. But here's the tutorial. So here's making sound effects at home. So if you're not 100% sure.
Hey, be here, and this is a short video.
So he's telling you here how you can make some sound effects at home, you know, during these movies. So he can, you know, use your keyboard. You can make, so watch that. You could do these.
To do this effectively until I found this guy lying around. That's right, the Scarecrow. He literally sounds like he's stuffed with hay. So I simply held him up to my RE320 microphone, and I made sounds with the Scarecrow as I watched the footage on my screen. I decided to do 3 separate tracks of hay movement, each corresponding to one of the 3 characters in the scene. This way, I could focus on one person's movement.
So this is the finished part. So that was pretty cool. You know, these sounds are never that, you never hear that stuff in the real world, but that's pretty neat that he found a doll and smooshed it around and timed it. But if you notice, the important thing that he did is that he was watching the movie while he was doing it. You know, he's got it on his screen in the background.
Sounds with
so
the
he knows
Scarecrow.
exactly how long he needs to do it and when he needs to do it with. Okay. And then, you know, some sound effect stuff here. And then I started dropping in some tutorials. I'm not done. There's an empty spot there. But here's some cool stuff here. So this kind of tells you some stuff that you could even do at home to make your own sound effects. But I'll tell you what, let's jump over to, okay, because I downloaded that. So I'm going to open up Garageband real quick. Okay. So here's Garageband. I have it open. I have a new file going. If you need me to stop or ask questions, throw them in the chat. But for example, I can go into, I got my library open, you can see, and you can go to voices, different sounds and things like that here. So let's say I just want to record some slapping and punching and stuff. I have my record button here. Well, how do you time it up with the movie that you're watching? So all you need to do is you go to File, Movie, and Open Movie. Okay. So now I downloaded this to, shocker, my download folder. So here it is, or maybe not. Well, let's just do the Three Stooges one. It's easier to replicate. So it actually opens up the window right here. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have dual monitors, you could just leave that on. But let's say I want to put it here. You can put one on one monitor, one on the other. So I'll tell you what, we can actually, I don't like the metronome. I just turn it off. So I could sit here, watch, I'll hit record and see if I can line it up. you know, like it's a kiss. I'm not making kiss noises, but so you can sit here. It doesn't have to time up perfectly, but you can sit there and you can say to yourself, all right, I need another one. And then boop, and then you make all these noises. So as you can see, I just paused everything. But isn't that cool? As soon as I hit play, it starts recording again too. See what I mean? So that's how you can watch your clip and make sure you have all the sound effects that you need. Even though it's not lined up perfectly with the sounds I just did, it's fine. You could just go back and do an individual sound, you know, after watching it a few times. Like if I want to get this right again, I'll hit record. It doesn't have to time up. I was talking over top, but yeah, so you can hit record again and make another track. So I'll go over down here. So that's one way to do it. Now, what's another way to do it? You can watch the movie and make all your noises in your phone. Okay. You can use your phone as your microphone. So if you don't have access to dual monitors or whatever, you can just watch the show on your computer, make your noises. And if you have an iPhone, you can iDrop it, AirDrop it, email it, Google Drive, doesn't matter. You can use your, what's it called? It's the audio app. It's like Audio Notes or something. Hold on. I had it in here a minute ago.
Or voice recording.
Voice recording. So yes, thank you very much. So you can go to voice or voice memos, whatever, blah, blah. And then you could go in, hold on, I'm like off screen. Let me go back here. So right here where it says recordings, voice memo, blah, blah, blah. I can sit here, hit record, smack, pow, boom, smack, boom, pow, bow, 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 bow. And you'll see all of the recordings as it goes. So once you're done, once you're done, let me move it. You have the 3 dots and you can hit the 3 dots and then you have all these choices, copy, share, edit, delete, save the files, and then you can export it into iMovie. Because what's gonna happen is once you're done making all your sounds, right? So we'll go here and I'm going to, let's see here, file, share. So you can add it to iTunes. You could just export, let's just say export song to disk, and I'll just save it to my downloads folder. Okay. And I'll just call it 3 Stooges sound. Okay. And I'll just save it. I like doing MP3s, works for me. I hit export. There it goes. Okay. You'll see it convert. Okay. So I'm going to collapse this now. And now I'm going to jump over to iMovie. Okay. So if you notice, I already kind of started messing around a bit with it. And you can actually go into here. So let me go back to what I was saying. You can actually go into your audio features in iMovie and start pulling music and stuff. So if I go to my media, here's the 3 Stooges. Okay. And just start from the beginning right here. Okay. So here's my setup. I have my 3 minutes. Now here it says 3 minutes, 26 seconds. So let me just, now it's, wow, look at that. 3 minutes exactly. So now I have my 3-minute video. Okay. So I can start going into audio. Okay. I don't have anything in GarageBand right now, but you can go right here. Look, there's a bunch of sound effects that are already in here. Okay. So maybe you could do, find some stuff that you might want.
This is what I'm doing in iMovie. I'm using these autos and just
and you can absolutely do that. So you could do anything that's in here. Let's just pick something. Bark. So I can sit here. So if I like that bark noise, because I don't know, 3 Stooges, the one guy used to go roar, roar, and bark at the guy whenever he would smack him. So you could actually take that clip of bark and you could put it in, you know, wherever it needs to go. So if you want it, when it looks like he's bark, like right there, okay? So it looks like he's barking at the guy. Now, I know it's not perfect, but that's what you're going to do. You just drag your sound pieces and you can go into your iTunes or your music, okay? And you could pick a song. I'm trying to think. Well, it doesn't really matter. Let's do Dirty Little Secret from All American Rejects. And how funny, that's 3 minutes and whatever seconds. So if you look here though, watch, if I play that. So obviously you don't want them to be the same volume. So don't forget, you click over here, see right here, if you let go, it says adjust volume. Let's drag that down to like 25% and let's listen again. So it's still, to me, it's still loud. So let's see, whoa. So that's not bad. So I would definitely tell you whatever music you pick, obviously it shouldn't be anything with words. It should just be a fun little, song beat that's going to match the content of, like, I obviously don't want to have classical serious music to the Three Stooges. So just make sure you pick something proper. But you can go into music, you can go into sound effects. You can also, you could import media. So remember that sounds that I was making earlier, it is, no, that's not it. So I go to my desktop and I go to my downloads folder, okay? So if I go to downloads, there is, I got so much stuff. What's today, the 13th? Three Stooges sound. So I could play it and see if I can line it up. So that's me smacking. So I can do, once I found it, you just hit import. And you'll see, there it is. Like, it's a Kiss. I'm not making Kiss noises, but. So maybe I want to isolate just that smack noise, right? I can drag it over. It's a Kiss. I'm not making Kiss noises, but. And let's say I want just that bit. So now I can take that and there's my other sound effect. So see what I did? So it's not super duper complicated. It's just lining the stuff up. There's still, you can hear a little bit of me talking. I'm not going to sit here and finally tune it, but. So that actually wasn't too bad. I can edit out my sound. And like I said, let's say I want to go to, let's just do a little bit more here real quick. I want to show you something. So let's go to free sound. Let's see if there's like silly, funny kind of music or some sort. Oh, you know what? How about, it's a little hard once you start sitting in there. So you could do funny background music, let's say. Oh, that's annoying. So as you can see, there's some funny music that you can go with. Hold on. Ugh. There's nothing really jumping out, and obviously you can take some time. All right, so let's take this creepy clown music, shall we? So we can go here.
I had a hard time finding a good background music for mine too.
Well, you know what? And it's not too hard to do. You can do a search, royalty-free sounds, royalty-free music. It does kind of limit your options on what you can do. But if you spend a little, it's more about spending time and digging around for it So if once you find what you find, I'll hit download. And then there's my song down there. Do you need something? Oh, thank you. Teaching class stuff. Thanks. Oh, nice. They're videotaping me during class, right? Or video, I'm sorry, video recording me during class right now. So once I download my sound here real quick, okay, I'm going to jump over to back to iMovie, okay? And then I downloaded that song a second ago. We'll go to import and it's right here, which is that silly music. And it's just about planning it out, okay? Okay. All right. So I'll drag that here. And you could just stretch it, remember? Oh, it's jammed over here. Okay. So you can actually extend the clip. And you can copy paste, but let's just focus here on the beginning part. So I have my audio down here. Hold on. So you, oh. All right, so I'm really close on that one. So I can zoom in a lot. Don't forget, because you'll sit here all day trying to get in on that. This helps, this makes it significantly better because you'll see this is probably the slap right here. Yeah, so I can go to here. Hold on. So you, okay, so now I have my perfect smack noise. Now watch. So you can actually copy it and you can paste it in other places. Okay, so you don't have to make slaps for each one. I literally sat here. I made my first slap real good. Hold on. Okay, so let's see if this works. Oh, look at that. That was awesome. Let's do that again. So now I have that one slap. Well, I copied it, and now I could go to the next one. What's he going to do now? He's going to smack this guy. He's not really smacking. He's grabbing him by the ear, but let's say right here. There's another one. Okay. So it's just a matter of spending that time, finding the right sounds, creating the right sound effects, putting them in the background, and really just putting this, grinding it out, putting the time in and having fun with it, So you can get pretty creative. You can grab stuff out of the garage or the basement or pots and pans and dishes and things like that. So now let's say we're all done. Everything's done. We can go down here, okay, and select all. And you should hopefully all remember this at this point. You go to file, share, file, and then you just export it out. So I'll call this Three Stooges, okay? So then I will save this once again. I'll save it to the desktop on my, I'll save it to my QuickTime folder. I created one. And then you're done. That's it. But as you can see, we've been sitting here for almost a half an hour now, just getting a couple of sounds together to get it just right. This is 3 minutes. So it's about repetition and doing it over and over and adding those sounds and figuring it out, figuring out your timing and your pace and things like that. Then you're done. You're good to go. But I think this is a fun project to work on. That's almost done. I'm going to show you one more thing that I almost totally forgot about. Okay, so let's do a new share. We'll go to that. You can see my screen. So let's go here, okay? So you see the market period 4 folder, correct? If you look in there, you'll see section 10 Foley Artist. I added these 2 Ed puzzles. Do you see them on my screen? Yes, no? Okay, cool. So this one's neat. It's called Holy Foley. But I'm sure you've all done Ed puzzles at this point. But yeah, there's 10 questions in there. You go, you do your ed puzzle, you're done. Let me show you this as a student. Pick my favorite. There you go. There's Shauna. So when she goes in, she'll see this. She's my favorite student because she's the first one that comes up on PM. So if you go into level 1, first year, Foley artist, and then here's your ed puzzle. And it's great. It discusses what a Foley artist is and everything that goes on. Oh, great. Does that not work? Blah, 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 blah. It might be blocked because of my school thing. But do me a favor, when class is over, if one of you, any of you could go in and see if this works. If it doesn't work, please email me back so I can connect the ed puzzles, okay? But that's really kind of in a nutshell what I had for everybody today. I just want to make sure that everybody understands the project. I highly recommend that you start by tomorrow, you got to have your video picked out, because you could sit there for days just trying to figure it out. And now you're like, oh, great, I don't have a lot of time anymore. So you
the link does work. I just tried it.
Oh, good. That's crazy that it doesn't on mine, but I'm glad it does. I don't care. It works for me. Probably because I'm trying to view it as a student and it's like, what are you doing? Does anybody have questions? I know I covered a lot, but this is a great tutorial that kind of covers everything. And I will be making some more like in-depth tutorials step by step on what I just showed everybody right now. Okay.
What if I created something?
What's up?
I said, what if I created something? Because I already created sound apparently on WeVideo.
Yeah, whatever sound you want to create.
All right.
All I'm asking you to do is take one of those. Hold on. All I'm asking you to do is take one of. Dang it. I want you to take one of these 6 videos and put sound. I don't care if you play a banjo, bang pots and pans, yell into your phone, yell into your laptop, make your own sound effects or borrow sound effects from that freesound.org site. I don't care. Whatever it takes, Josh, that you want to do. I know some students like to play instruments, or maybe some students don't have access to a lot of things to create sound effects. Then you can either find them online or create them yourself. So it's entirely up to you, okay? So that's what I had for today. I will be around tomorrow if you need me, but I will send out an email, just kind of reinforcing to everybody Tuesday, Thursday. We're just going to spend, like right now, we spent 40 minutes. So, we're just going to spend a little bit extra time each day and just shorten how many times a week we do the class. So that's it. Everybody good? Good to see you all again. Glad y'all had a good weekend. And I will talk to you soon, okay? If you need anything, let me know, please. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.